Welcome to Shop America. My name is Paul Lavers, and we've got a phenomenon for you today. It's Cataclean. Since we first introduced it on Shop America, you have been amazed at how it's worked for you. We're going to find out exactly what it is and how it works with my two guests today, Hugh Collins and, of course, Mike Higgins. Now, Hugh, what is Cataclean and what does it do?
Cataclean's a fuel additive which cleans the integral parts of your engine, but also goes in the exhaust stream and cleans your catalytic converter.
What does that mean for us in terms of benefits for our car, Mike?
Basically, if you want a smoother running, crisper, better performance, better MPG, then that's why you need Cataclean.
And of course, it's not just us who've been finding out about Cataclean. You have been buying Cataclean. Lots and lots of you. We know it from your letters, from your phone calls, from your emails, that you've tried it. You haven't taken us for our word. You've put it to the test. And that's that test that we're going to find the results of today, because your emails, your phone calls, we followed up on them, and we're actually going to find out in the next 30 minutes or so exactly the results that you've had at your home. Not from us in garages in controlled conditions, but you at home as a consumer. You've taken Cataclean to your heart. It's become a phenomenon, and everybody is recommending it to everybody else. If you've got a relative, you'll recommend they get Cataclean for their car, whether it's a diesel, whether it's petrol. And how does it operate? How do we have to actually put it into our car?
Just purely, the hardest thing you've got to do is open the bottle and pour it in the fuel tank. Quarter of a tank of fuel, 1 bottle of Cataclean, run the car 10, 15 miles. That's it. The fluid has done the job.
And that's what you've got a chance to get today. It's Cataclean. And believe me, once you've tried it, you'll keep on using it, because I had a great time when I visited these two guys up in Liverpool, because that's where it all started. It started just that 4 months ago, and we went up there to find out exactly what it could do for a car like mine. Let's have a quick look. Welcome to what will be, in 2008, the European Capital of Culture, Liverpool. It's got a history of some 800 years, and during that time, it's renewed itself on many occasions. And renewal is what Cataclean is all about. Mike, hello. Tell me what this piece of high technology does.
Basically, this piece of high technology is a gas analysis unit, and it will check fuel, as in petrol, and also diesel emissions as well.
Why is that so important?
Really important nowadays because of stricter MOT legislation. Also, you need to know that you're going to get the correct MPG, correct performance, and this machine will tell you whether your car is running within those limits.
So what are we going to do with my car?
What we do with your car is we'll start it up, run it up for a little bit, warm it up, and check the readings. Take a print out of the readings, see what they are, see how far out of range they are, if they are or whether they aren't. And then we'll add some Cataclean to it, to the fuel tank, run the engine for about 5 or 10 minutes, and check the readings again.
OK, Mike, thank you very much. That's now the moment of truth. I've got to start my car. Right, Mike, so what's it showing about my car at the moment?
Basically, it's not very well. Your hydrocarbons on this particular vehicle, which is a cat car, you're allowed up to 200 parts per million. You've got 1552. Serious problem. Your CO should be a 0.5 on this particular vehicle. We have 1.106 and rising.
So what you're saying is it wouldn't pass an MOT if I was to take one now?
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Thanks a lot, Mike. So what are we going to do about it?
We need to try some Cataclean.
Well, let's do it now, please.
Right.
So, Mike, we put the Cataclean in my fuel tank. We've run the engine for about 5 minutes. So what does this screen show now?
Vast difference. A vast difference. First of all, the one we were bothered about with the hydrocarbons, they were on 1,000 something and rising. They've been reduced to 30.
It's incredible.
The other one is the CO, which has gone from 1 point something and rising to 0.017.
So does that mean that my car would now pass the emissions test on the MOT?
Flew through.
Magic. Wow, that was a big difference. I tell you why I noticed it. When I'm in low gear and at low speeds, it normally feels as if I've got kangaroo petrol. It's fits and starts. It's really smoothed out. I can't wait to go on a motorway to see what it's like on long trips. But listen, don't take my word for it. Try it yourself. See what Cataclean can do for you. And I tell you what it can do for you, because my car, since that filming, had to get through an MOT. And I have to tell you, all it needed was a couple of bulbs in the headlights, and that was it. And so it actually proves that my lovely car is worth spending that £14.95 to just get that Cataclean and really clean it up. It doesn't clean up the inside, however. The inside is still as untidy, but there's my car. And I can tell you, I really love my car, but then that's a bit sad. No, you shouldn't see that. But if you love your car like me, and I love my car, and I actually thought I was going to have to say goodbye to it when it came to MOT time this year. But thanks to Cataclean, not only has it got the emissions down, I noticed the difference in terms of MPG. In other words, the number of times I have to refill the tank. I really am getting much more miles per gallon. Is this what you find from people who've used it?
You do. You'll save up to 20% on your fuel.
One of the things that intrigues me, Hugh, is where did you get the idea? How did it come into your brain, I've got to invent something like Cataclean?
Many years ago, I used to test vehicles for governments, Hong Kong, Singapore, which were vehicles that were being exported out of the UK. And by that testing, we found there was a failure of emissions. By that, we found that most of it was caused by the catalytic converter. So we developed a product that we felt would be good for people to use in terms of saving money and the environment, and it works.
And how does that make you feel now? Because both of you must get lots of comments from the public. We've had the letters, we've had the emails. What does it make you feel like? Any sort of specific examples that you've had?
It's very exciting that people will actually take the trouble and say, hey, I've just bought that catalytic converter cleaner and it works. And by the sales volumes that we're doing these days, it's just unbelievable.
I've been involved in the motor trade for about 35 years, and I can quite honestly say, hand on my heart, that is the only fluid that has ever reduced emissions in clean catalytic converters.
That's great, because you both believe in it. That's what the great thing about it is. You believe in the product.
We do. I mean, we own the patents on it. We developed it, and as far as we're concerned, it's the only known product that will work on your catalytic converter. But not just that, it does your fuel injectors, it does your valves, it makes the whole vehicle efficient.
I mean, what does it mean to the people who use it? I mean, when they've used Cataclean, what happens then?
You'll find most people, people that phone us up and say, petrol, diesel, they're getting more power. That initial energy, when they first touch the throttle, they're saving on fuel and they're passing their MOTs.
I've had people phone up and say that they didn't even realise that they had a turbo on the car. Seriously.
Yeah.
That is very, very true.
It's almost like a detox for your engine, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It just gives you so much more power and so much more efficiency. And what could be simpler than just taking the top off the bottle and putting it in the tank, and then the job is done. It's really so simple.
It's almost, you've got to find a damn good reason for not using Cataclean, haven't you?
There is no reason why you shouldn't use it, because you use it as a service item. If you're just doing small journeys, you'll do every 3 to 4 months. You just keep everything nice and crisp and on top.
If your engine's running efficiently, then you're getting the right MPG, the right power, right